You want to know how to develop a strong self-identity. To do so, you absolutely must remove the mask. You may be currently wearing masks that you don't even recognize them as being masks. But in order for you to develop a strong self-identity, you must remove the mask. In this video, we're going to talk specifically how we can create a strong self-identity so you can show up in the world as your best self and as your most truest, authentic self. If this is something that you're interested in, this video is specifically for you. All right, y'all, so let's get into it. If someone asks you to describe yourself, what would you say? Would it sound something like this? I am a mom, I'm a dad, I'm an aunt, I'm an uncle. Would you then follow that up with what you do for a living? I'm a teacher, I'm a doctor, I'm a therapist, I'm a healthcare worker, I work in customer service, I'm a gig worker. Next, you may describe yourself by certain interests or hobbies that you like. I'm an exercise instructor, I'm a leader at my church, I'm sit on the board at a nonprofit organization within my city. All these things to describe who you are. Does this sound similar to how you would describe yourself if someone asked you to describe yourself? That sounds pretty accurate, right? Because that's who you are. Nope, that is not who you are. All of the described titles that you may have just mentioned or thought about to describe who you are just masks. They are not your true identity. Have you ever met someone in particular where they seem to always be in a frantic, they seem to always be antsy because they are wearing a million hats or a million masks at the same time? They are trying to be mom, they're trying to be wife, they're trying to be friend, they're trying to be therapist, they're trying to be the boss at work consistently at the same time because they feel as though that's their identity. That's who they are. Maybe you say, Terry, that's exactly me. Who you describe, I try to be so many things. I wear so many masks. I wear so many hats all at the same time because for so long I thought this is me. This is who I am. This is my identity. These titles, the career, the status, the organizations, all of these different titles that have been placed on me that I thought that this is who I am. And for so long, a lot of people think that is who they are. The mask. I've been reading a book called The Mastery of Self. The following thing that I will read to you, when I read it, it was literally life changing. And I think it'll help you too and provide some sense and power in how you can take your power back and design the strong identity that you seek. All right, so it says, the distinction that you are not any of the masks that you wear is vital. Because when you believe that any role, identity, career, social status, or interest is who you really are, you have fallen into another trap. And suffering is just around the corner. That's because these roles and identities only exist in the dream of the planet. And like everything else in the dream, they are subject to decay and death. Because of this, a master of self wears any mask with the full awareness that it's only a mask. I am aware that these are masks that I chose to take on, and because of this, I can shed them at any moment that they are no longer needed. They do not become my permanent identity, and I do not try to fit into my loved ones' ideas of who I should be. When I read that, I was like, wow, I was taken back. You probably are taken back too, because for so long you have probably been walking around and thinking these masks, these being a mom, being a dad, being a friend, being a sister, being a brother, being an aunt, being an uncle, being the boss at work, being the CEO, being whatever. All these things are all these particular titles that we place on ourselves, thinking that this is our identity. And it's not. And as soon as you realize that you have the power to take that mask off at any given time, because that is not your truest self, then you can put yourself on the path of discovering your true identity. So talk to me. So how can we go even further? I'll ask you, so who are you? Ask yourself, who am I? Not thinking about the roles, the titles, the career, the social status that we just talked about, but who am I? It'll probably take you some time to think about it. Who am I? Without these other titles, who am I? What do I enjoy? What are my personal beliefs? What are my values? And when thinking about who you are, be very mindful of not describing your personal beliefs and your values based on what someone else has told you, particularly family, right? All of us grow up and all of us assume a level of a tradition, or this is just the way our family has done it, or these are our family beliefs. And for generations to generations, we what? We adopt this overall mentality of this is the truth because someone else told you that is their truth and they're imparting their truths on you and their personal beliefs on you. Then you assume that to be a part of your identity. And it's not. It's not. If it was given to you by someone else, is it really your personal and your self-identity? Think about it. Having a strong self-identity allows you to show up in the world and know when it is necessary to assume certain roles. But it also makes you aware when it's necessary for you to release certain roles, when they're no longer needed. For example, if you're a parent, I'm not a parent yet, but if you are a parent and you've been a parent for some time. So now your child or your children, they are at an age where they want to make decisions for themselves. Is there an ounce of you that still wants to assume the parent role? Is there an ounce of you that still wants to make the decisions for your child based on your own personal experiences, based on your own self-identity, your personal beliefs, your value systems, and you want your child to fit within that mold of what your idea and what you have envisioned for their life? Think about it. When we think about developing a strong identity, we have to be mindful that in developing a strong identity, we are not trying to pass our belief systems, our values onto someone else. Because with a strong identity, each one of us are different. Each one of us, our belief systems are different. What I enjoy most about developing a strong identity is that once I have designed my personal truths, my value systems, my beliefs, once I know at the core who I am, what I believe, not what someone else told me to believe, not what has been placed on me through family traditions or have been influenced in the outside world, but at the core, what I genuinely believe to be true in who I am as a person. The neat thing is that once you have a secure foundation in who you are, once you know that other people have the ability to have their own separate beliefs, even if it's different from you, the neat thing is that they both can coexist. They can coexist. I'm not trying to tell you to be a certain way. You wouldn't be trying to tell me to be a certain way, because at the core, your strong self-identity is your own personal beliefs and value systems. When I thought about this, I said, oh my gosh, when I thought about how to develop a strong identity. And so many people feel like they don't know themselves because they have assumed all these various titles, all these other things that people have placed on them. You need to be this, you need to be that, you need to do this, you need to do that. But is it what you really want to do? Is it what you truly believe at your core to be true? Is it what your values are, your beliefs are? When developing a strong identity, it will require for you to take time to assess at that moment, what beliefs are yours and what beliefs are someone else. You would then be able to gauge what are you holding on to and what do you need to let go of that really isn't a part of you. It doesn't align with who you personally are. Oftentimes I sit and I think about and I imagine, what if each of us really developed a strong self-identity, recognizing our truest, most authentic, our highest self, operating in that, assuming various roles and masks when need be, but having the power to know and the discernment to know that those identities, those roles, it doesn't matter how long I've had those masks on, I have the power to take them off. I have the power to identify who I am, what I believe, what my values are. And I also have the love to respect someone else that doesn't view the world like I do. What a great place the world would be. I believe we can get there. I believe we can get there one person at a time for us to create a space where people feel comfortable being their truest and most authentic selves. If you enjoyed this video, I appreciate you for sticking around. If you found it helpful, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Drop a comment below. Let me know in a way that this video has helped you. Most importantly, if you made it this far in the video, maybe that means that you like me, and I absolutely appreciate you for sticking around. I would appreciate if you go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel. Subscribe to the channel so you can join the Terry Sharrick at your Major Vibe, y'all, because we'll be coming back with another video. Let's go.